My point is this. We have to appreciate that picketing, demonstrating is a democratic right. And it is happening because of the failure of the National Assembly to advance grievances of the people. Having said that, tomorrow, people will, if they so wish, come out and commemorate and even agitate for newer needs if they so wish, because this is their country. No one is above the law. Now, we must run away from profiling the call for demonstration and criminalizing it, that people will be coming out to do harm, when already we have a national intelligence service that has curbed terror activities before they happened. Are they now turning around and saying, if some goons, going by the latest term, are planning to infiltrate peaceful demonstration tomorrow, they cannot stop that? How do we defend that?
And allow me to just say this as well. There is a way we vetted demonstrators on June 25th. On June 25th, there was no property that was destroyed. It was genuine Kenyans that went to the streets, that were even stopping some of their friends that were becoming very angry at the security offices. There is footage. We saw it, and they were saying, no, hatuna shida na polisi. Tumekuja kwa sababu tuna reject finance bill. That was the test of what young people stand for. They went to the streets, and the only building, and they were clear even before they went to the streets, we are coming to Bunge because that house has failed us and that house has refused to listen to us. We have gone to the public participation and said no to this finance bill. That was the only building they reached and breached and destroyed. And they had already communicated that and said we are coming to that house because that house is now a house of highness. Those were the words. They did not destroy any other. Days after that, all of a sudden, like we're saying, goons now started coming over. So young people, young, genuine Gen Zs and millennials, and even boomers that were on the streets that day did not destroy property. They showed up with their flags, water, Colgate, in case of, tear gas, demonstrated, made their voice known, and went home. What happened after that is the culture of goonism that we have experienced, and you cannot convince me this is not being pushed and orchestrated by the state itself. It is in their best interest that property is lost, that things, go haywire, so that they can say, look at this demonizing young people further and telling them your voice doesn't matter and you will know. We will ensure everybody in this society, the business community, the church, everybody does not want to associate with you, and that is why they would even attack a church where public participation for the finance bill is happening, so that now the church can be afraid to engage on constructive conversations.
Zoena, Etale, you've just said that Raila Odinga called for demonstrations for a cause. We talk about the anniversary today that is happening, and that is a cause to remember those who were fell down by police bullets. Raila Odinga called for Saba Saba that happened way years ago, and he kept on insisting that Kenyans must show up for remembering those that participated in the Saba Saba demonstrations. But today we look at government or speakers who are insinuating that there would be violence. Who told them there would be violence? Who told you?
Thank you.
Who told them there would be violence? Because at the end of the day, the Constitution upholds security agencies to provide security to Kenyans, including demonstrators on the very day. We cannot also sit here and say that we have not seen individuals with batons walking side by side to police officers. So when we speak about Kenyans should come out and demonstrate in accordance to the law, Etale, who said that demonstrators are coming to cause violence in any way, in any case? It has been seen that violence only shows up when police show up with their batons and their vehicles ready to fight, not to offer security.
Dennis, would you expect a police officer to go and offer security not fully armed? They should be armed. That is why they are called police officers and law enforcing officers. So I'm not saying that public picketing is bad. But as I said, there should be a cause. Okay, there's a cause. We are commemorating loss of life in 2024 during the Gen Z protests against the finance bill. This year, the commemorations are being held against what backdrop?
Kenyans were killed
Dead.
during
Kenya was
25th.
Yes.
dead.
The dead.
Correct. Now, my sister here says Parliament refused to listen to the cries of Kenyans. And I think looking at the Finance Bill 2026 and the kind of argument that I was watching on television from Parliament, with some members coming up with amorphous clauses that are not even in the bill, trying to whip emotions and excite the public, and incite people to try and say this finance bill is bad, I would say we are losing direction.
Who?
As
Parliament?
As Kenyans.
Okay.
As we go to the streets tomorrow, I expect those who will be demonstrating to carry whatever they said, the conveners of the demonstration said, carry a flower or the flag of the country. Just carry it peacefully. Follow the routes that would have provided to the police officers that we are going to use Haile Selassie. We go to Harambe Avenue, we go to Moi Avenue, then we end at this particular place. But if you go to extend that is not specified within the provisions that would have given to the police, then I think that's where the
But
trouble will
Etale,
come.
the Constitution clearly says we're just supposed to notify the
Yes.
police.
You see,
we are not supposed to
if you-
seek permission from the
Or
police.
be
And as
guided, nor
and
be
as well,
guided.
the protesters have said we want to go to Parliament to lay a
Dennis,
wreath where we were killed.
A lot of people now try to say that we borrow a leaf from the right honorable Raila Odinga. Yes, Raila Odinga used to say, and in 2024, he stood and said, if you are demonstrating, you give notice to police, and then you sit down with the police and agree that you are going to start at 6 and end at 5, 6 to 5, then provide routes. It's done all over.
And
It's a practice.
Etale,
all
do you
over.
also realize
You don't just come from
the
Dagoretti.
protesters asked Raila Odinga the late to stay home and
And he
step
stayed.
away
Was
from
that-
this modern way
He
of
was one of
protestation.
the biggest
No,
supporters.
no, he did not.
didn't.
They
He showed us
rejected
where.
him, and they even say they went ahead to say he betrayed them.